This is perfect for the San Antonio Spurs. A new mock draft just dropped that has the Spurs getting one of the more exciting freshmen in the 2025 NBA draft. We talk about this freshman and how he could be the perfect fit and possibly that missing piece that the Spurs have been waiting on. What's good, Spurs Digest family? I'm Bryan Colbert here breaking down another mock draft because this is the funnest time of year if you are an NBA fan. It's not just the playoffs, baby. It's also draft talk and free agency. And the Spurs seem to be big players in both with 2 first-round draft picks as it stands. Now, make sure you subscribe and hit that doorbell so you can be notified every time we post because there is a lot to cover in these next few months with the San Antonio Spurs. And Spurs Digest will be on that. Now, to the story at hand. Again, there was a big mock draft that just released from Hoops Hype, and they have the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, Derik Queen, going at number 8. Now, the picks have not been solidified for the NBA draft as of yet. However, the Spurs are projected to have the number 8 pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And if Derik Queen so happens to fall, I think this is a player that Spurs fans would be lucky and happy to have. Averaging 16.5 points, 9 rebounds, and 1.9 assists in his 2024 season, Derik Queen looked like one of the best freshmen in college basketball, and for good reason. He has the size, he has the length, but it's the athleticism that the young man from Baltimore, Maryland possesses that makes him special. He can run the floor, he can pass, and he does all of the little things you want to see from your big man, especially a big man that would be asked to play next to Victor Wembanyama. Getting a guy like Derik Queen would allow the Spurs to be able to play Victor Wembanyama on the perimeter just a little more. And you see, I know some people don't like seeing a guy like Wemby on the perimeter. However, we have seen how effective it makes everybody else when he is able to do everything he wants to do on that floor. And adding a guy like Derik Queen, that size, that strength, that effort, that smart, it would be incredible for a guy like Wemby. Now, I know people are watching and saying, how does a guy like Derik Queen fall to the Spurs? Well, we've got to remember, Derik Queen is slightly older than most freshmen, and we've seen that happen before in a league full of 18 and 19-year-olds. You're 21. That is ancient coming into the NBA draft. But to me, I think that's something that is perfect for the Spurs, and that's what Spurs need. The Spurs have enough youth. The Spurs have enough young guys. You had a guy like this that knows how to win, that knows how to play, and it's just bigger. I'm telling you, it is going to work out, and I just love Derik Queen's game. And again, I think to me what makes him so special, at least on the offensive end, is his ability to pass. He knows how to pass. He knows how to dribble. He knows how to get to the hoop. And to me, that's going to be huge for playing with somebody like Wemby, for playing with guys like Fox, for playing with guys like Castle, who is the Rookie of the Year. We broke that video down earlier. Make sure you go check that out. It was fun giving Stephon Castle love. And honestly, I think Queen could very well be one of those guys that gets Rookie of the Year votes. I love his game, and to me, he is somebody that I think if he's there, you have to go take him. I know Spurs fans are looking for a guard. I know Spurs fans want to add some more depth on the perimeter. However, to me, the biggest need is getting a big, and if you get a guy that's ready to play now, to me, that is what's most important about Derik Queen, is he's ready to play now. To me, it's so valuable, and I love what he brings. I know we talked about adding a shooter in the last mock draft we broke down, but what do you think about getting a guy like Queen? Do you think a guy like Queen will even be available? Because again, I've seen him going anywhere between the top 10 and even sometimes top 5. And I think it also depends on how that lottery ends up falling, how teams end up falling. Because a lot of those teams that are lottery picks have already invested in a big man. So it'd be very interesting to see if a guy like Queen does fall. Because again, I love the ceiling that he has, and to me, he's not going to be asked to do as much as maybe the other rookies would have to do. And to me, he's ready to play, man. We've seen big games. I mean, he dropped a 30-piece in a 1-point loss to Michigan. Like, this kid can ball, and to me, I think he's somebody that you have to be very, very excited about if you're a Spurs fan. So Spurs fans, talk to us. What do you think? Do you think a guy like Derik Queen is that missing big man? And if not, how do you feel that big man lead? Because we all saw the depth was hurting us without our big man. It was hurting us to not have that depth, especially when Wemby went down. But there's going to be times when Wemby's not going to be able to be on the court. There are going to be times when we need to rest him, and we need to have backup bigs that we can trust. And I love Charles Bassey, but I think we just need to add one more. I think we need to add one more big body. And I love what Derik Queen can bring to a team, especially a team like the Spurs. Again, not sure if he'll be able to fall, but very excited to see what he could possibly do. I mean, this guy shot 42.9 in the NCAA tournament from the three-point line. Like, that's a pretty good percentage, 50% from the field. Not something you not the highest percentage for a big. However, you got to understand the things he was asked to do. I mean, 15 rebounds in round 2 against GCU. Like, I mean, this kid can ball. And his last college basketball game, he had 27 points. So to me, that tells you what you need to know about this guy, Derik Queen. And to me, he's just, again, a special, special kid that is able to do the things that we need him to do, and not somebody that's going to need to score too much. Like, he was a big-time scorer in Maryland, but he's not going to need to be that for the Spurs. He's going to just, like I said, have to do the dirty work, do the little things, and it's the heart for me, too. I mean, this kid was a leader for this team. They could count on him, and he never seemed like he let the moments get too big. He never seemed too stressed out. He always seemed very calm and poised, much like a Stephon Castle. And we saw what Stephon Castle was able to do when able to get big minutes. And to me, I think this is another guy that's very ready to play now. That's what made Castle the Rookie of the Year, right? He was ready to play now. He was ready to adjust to roles and do the little things. And to me, this is another guy that fits that Spurs mold. He hustles. He's strong. And how great would it be to have two big men down there? Have a guy like Queen who can play defense, who can get it done, who can make and create shots off the dribble and also with his passing, next to a guy like Wemby. Because at the end of the day, we're just building around Wemby, right? At the end of the day, we just want pieces that fit around him. And to me, I don't know if there's a better prospect that fits with Wemby. That might be a lofty thing to say, but I don't know if there's a prospect in this draft that I like more than Queen right now as far as fit for the Spurs, especially where they're at, right? Like, if they stay at A, of course there's guys in the top 5 that we would love to have, and that's why, of course, Spurs fans wanted to tank, right? But if we don't go any higher, if we stay at 8, right? If we stay there, it isn't a bad spot to be. And you can get a guy like Queen at 8, I am telling you, he will get Rookie of the Year votes, much like Stephon Castle did. It's going to be tough now because there's some dogs in those top 3, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a very impressive draft class. But to me, Queen is one of the most ready-to-play now players in the draft. I think his age might make him slip a little bit. Maybe his weight might make him slip a little bit. I think maybe wonder about his conditioning and if he is going to be able to defend and be able to do those switches. But to me, I think he's an athlete, man. I think this kid can play, and I'm very excited to see if he falls to us, Spurs Digest family. Let us know what you think. Who do you want to see fall to us? Do you think this is too lofty? A guy like Queen? Do you think he fits what the Spurs are trying to do? Do you want to take a big with that first round pick, with that first round pick, knowing that you have another one from Atlanta? Let's have a conversation about it. Let's hear from you guys because, again, the lottery is coming up. The draft will be here before we know it, and there's so much fun things. And I really think all odds will be on the Spurs because of not only the draft capital they have, but the personnel they have too. I really think teams around the league got eyes on some of these players that the Spurs have, which is great for Spurs fans when you're trying to build this new dynasty around Wemby, around Fox, around Stephon Castle. So we want to hear from y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure that doorbell be notified every time we post. Spurs Digest family, I'm Bryan Colbert Jr., celebrating the best time to be an NBA fan. I'll holler at y'all later.